lost in our tracks. Bravely we prove in our striving, trudging together each day. Where there's a will, there's a way.
The views and opinions expressed on Trudging Together are solely those of the host, co-host, and our guests. They do not necessarily reflect the views of any organization, fellowship, or other entity, and definitely not your boss, your neighbor, or that one guy in your home group. The content of this program is not intended to replace medical, psychological, or professional advice. If you're looking for that, please seek guidance from qualified professionals who spent way too many years in school. What you'll hear here is based on lived experience, recovery journeys, and the occasional bad coffee-fueled joke. Trudging Together is not affiliated with any 12-step fellowship. We are simply people sharing our stories and walking this path together, one day at a time. Thank you for joining us, and remember, recovery is serious business, but that doesn't mean we can't laugh along the way.
Manic Monday. It's just another Manic Monday. Oh, whoa. Wish it was Sunday. That's my fun day. I remember when that song was popular, I was running away from home. I was running away to Beloit, Kansas, when that song was very popular. Let's find out when that song was popular so we can know how old Dion was when he ran away. Was it? When did Manic Monday come out? 1985.
Manic Monday by the Bangles was officially released as a single in the United States on January.
There you go. I was 15. So that came out January 1986, but I was still 15. And that would make sense because it was very snowy. Very snowy. So, yeah. I may not be as entertaining today. If you have not figured it out, I've kind of been depressed for the last few days. And, it's just part of what I deal with. I have no real reason for being depressed. All right. My one friend that was asking hasn't shown up yet. All right, I'll get here. But yes, hello. Happy Monday, January 19th. It is my wife's birthday. Happy birthday, baby. Good job. I've already told her. She's in the other room. So, yes, go to Facebook if you're friends with my wife. If you're not, you don't need to know who she is. So, there we go. So, happy birthday, Shannon. Happy 29th birthday. All right. So, before we get to that, I Have a Dream, which I clearly stole straight from Martin Luther King. It's Martin Luther King Day. I thought I'd give a little shout out to MLK and everything that he did for us. I'm a big supporter of MLK. Absolutely, I am. And a lot of what he had to say in that speech, I feel still applies. Absolutely. Even to what he was talking about, which was racism. Putting down of others, making others. Oh, and Scott's here. Hey, Scott, welcome. Good to have you, man. He's like, what the fuck? All right. Good to have you, man. It's funny because I thought I saw you during the Bronco game, but I'm like, that guy's wearing a Bronco jersey. No way Scott would be wearing a Bronco jersey. No way. But it looked just like you, dude, right down to the glasses. All right. You know what time it is? It's not just 1:22. It's 1:22 already. Wow. I slept. I had to sleep. I'd like to say that the grandkids wore me out, but no, they didn't. I mean, all right. So let's do this. Let's do Dion's daily funnies. Why did the ornament go to school? It wanted to be it wanted to be brighter. Yeah. What do snowmen eat for breakfast? Frosted flakes. Oh, frosted flakes. I was trying to think of another one, but what do you what do you call a greedy elf? Elfish. Elfish. Oh, stupid. Why did the Christmas tree go to therapy? It had too many knots. Not. Dude, I haven't listened to that song in forever. Who sings that song? It's called I Am the Man. I am the man. I am such the man. I am the man. Anthrax. How could I forget that? All right. Okay. I have that set up on my YouTube for next. All right, we're gonna do one more joke. What do you call an old snowman? Water. Thank you. Thank you. I will be here. I'll be here all week. I'll be here all week. Here, oh, you're just listening from his account on the TV. Okay. Well, we tried. It was still fun. Amber has a joke of her own. What did the coach say to the vending machine? I want my quarterback. Yeah. Especially this week. That is an apropos joke. That was an apropos joke, and honestly better than any of the ones that I told. I want a dream. I have a dream. I want a dream. Tell me what you want, what you really, really want. I want to welcome to the Daily Trudge. That's what I want. If you're here, please say hello. Welcome. Saying hello. You know, it does help. It does help. Now, the thing is, you know, uh, like yesterday I had 22 downloads on Podbean. I probably had some people listening to things. It's my reels that are kicking ass, right? On Instagram, I have some reels hitting like, for me, 500, 600. Let's go look at it real quick. I'm avoiding getting to this topic because I don't know what to say yet. All right. 438. Not bad for being in a bad mood. 961. 422, 163. Seems like it depends on what shirt I wear. It really does. It seems like it's the shirt. When I wear my Broncos stuff, I seem to get a lot more. When I wear my Bronco jersey, I seem to get more watches on Instagram. I don't know. And who knows how long the watch is? Did they watch it for 1 second, 2 seconds, 3 seconds? Did they watch the whole thing? Who knows? All right. This is something that I do talk about a lot. And today is Martin Luther King Day. But instead of quoting his I Have a Dream speech for inspiration alone, what we're doing is we're slowing down to take a look at it through a recovery lens and asking an honest question. How does that dream line up with AA? And what Dion would like to do. And I too have a dream, and that dream is to make sure that everybody in my community has a shot at the recovery that they want and or need. Yes. 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 That's my dream. Am I going to accomplish it? I don't know. I doubt it. We barely even. Okay. Let me put it to you this way. There are 2 million people in Alcoholics Anonymous. Okay. Now let's add another million on for the rest of the programs. All right. So 3 million people in recovery. There are 57 million alcoholics in the world. We're shy by about 54 million people. What does that tell you? Means we still got our work cut out for us. All right. And I'm going to tell you something. You people running around utilizing recovery as a way to make money, you're hurting us more than you are helping us. I'm going to go shut a door here. All right. I usually ask my wife to turn it down, but it's her birthday and she can do whatever the fuck she wants to today. So it's my party and I'll cry if I want to. Yeah. It's hurting us. It's not helping us. Right? So Dr. King's dream wasn't passive. Oh, it was about hope. Well, I mean, it wasn't just hope or words or belief. It demanded action, responsibility, sacrifice, and community. And in that way, it closely mirrors the heart of Alcoholics Anonymous, a program built on the idea that recovery survives only if the message is carried and made available to anyone who reaches out. What did we talk about yesterday? How'd you get stuck in here, dude? I just shut the door. Now you're going to meow at me? You're stuck in here with me. Sorry. Yeah. Cats don't like closed doors. Bothers them a lot. Right. Right. Amber says, I'm going to text her and say, Dion's bitching about the noise. LOL. JK. I have some news for you. She can hear me. She's just in the other room. I'm loud. I have my microphone turned down. She heard me. She heard, but I double dog dare you to do it. She'll probably laugh. That's what she'll do. So today on Daily Trudge, we connect with Dr. King's vision of to recovery and responsibility. We'll talk about the principle, I am responsible, what it means to move beyond personal sobriety towards a collective care. Recovery isn't meant to be protected, hidden, or rationed. It is meant to be shared. So whenever we make it harder, what is the hardest one? Well, I'm going to tell you what it is. It's insurance for treatment. That is the biggest thing. Want to go treatment? Oh, what's your insurance? What's your insurance? What's your insurance? What a stupid fucking question for somebody asking for help. What a stupid fucking question. Yeah. Well, what insurance do you have? Oh, wow. Recovery is free. Free and simple. Always. Always. It should never be anything else. Right? Now, if we need to help somebody get on some Medicaid and Medicaid pays for it and stuff, but here's the thing. That self-pay insurance, listen to those words. Self-pay insurance. Self-pay. Just because your insurance is paying for it doesn't mean it's free. Medicaid is a lot closer to free than a self-pay insurance, is it not? Okay. Now there's a key in here. It mentions it on page 164 in the big book. And I see people run around all over the place trying to recover out loud, shouting from the rooftops, giving bad information. Our book is meant to be suggestive only. We realize we know only a little. Okay. Do we know a little bit more now? Answer's the same. The questions in here, the questions haven't been answered. Are we born with it? Is it hereditary? Or do we acquire it by living in shitty homes? We still haven't answered that question. So Do we know, we realize we know only God will constantly disclose more to you and to us. And that has been done. Okay. God will disclose more to you and to us. Not you came up with a great idea and you think it's going to work, disclose to you. Us. How does that happen? How is God going to disclose more to you and to us? The group consciouses the traditions of AA. That's how. It is done as a group, not as an individual. Okay, ask him in your morning meditation what you could do each day for the man who is still sick. The answers will come if your own house is in order. If you have not done something like a fourth and fifth step, eighth and ninth step, your house is not in order. Your house is in odor. I tried to make it that work. It didn't work very well, but you get what I mean. If your house is in order, if I see a lot of people running around doling out advice whose houses are not in order. Do never take a suggestion or advice from somebody whose house is not in order. Okay. But obviously, you can't transmit something you haven't got. And that's the line I was going for. If you have not recovered from a seemingly hopeless state of mind and body, you cannot transmit that. So the first person that you need to help is you. Okay. AA is not a self-help program. It is not. This is not a self-help book. It is a help yourself program. Help yourself to the book. Go get it. Read it. Read the stories. First part you're going to read through, you're going to be like, oh, yeah, that was kind of cool. No, read the stories if you're new. I mean, reading the first 164 pages, you don't even understand it. If you're new to this program, when you open up the big book right here, you see how it's blank. That's what you know about staying sober. That's how much you know. Okay. Now, the thing is, when it comes to recovery, bad advice kills people. So you best be careful on what you're doling out there. I see people coming up with all sorts of stuff, man. All right. But I have also noticed, good news for us, that it's kind of backing off. Okay. Now, you know it's become a popularity game when Oprah announces that she's an alcoholic. No, she's not. She's full of shit. She's lying. She's lying. She's not an alcoholic. I would have seen that years ago if she was alcoholic. I would have noticed it years ago. Oh, one time I did 17 tequila shots. That's daily for me. Thank you. That's a good start. Actually, that's a lot. That's a lot. All right. So I also share that same dream. Equality. I've been working on recovery equity for 5 years. Yeah, it's just now happening. I want my quarterback. I keep saying that line. I want my quarterback back. See, that's what stemming does for you. I have no coordination at all, but I have a shit ton of rhythm. I don't know how that happened, but it did. But what is my dream? I want a community but where everyone has a real shot at recovery. And it doesn't matter, regardless of money, housing, background, or mistakes. And carrying the message isn't optional, but understood as a responsibility to each other. Yeah. That you're not wrong, Amber. One for you, one for everyone. Oprah wants more. Yeah. You remember that time she gave away all those cars? Yeah. That was a trick. Most of those got sent back because before you got the car, you had to pay a tax on the car. And most people that go to Oprah don't have that kind of money. In fact, they bring people in that couldn't afford the taxes on the car to make herself look real good. No, her and Mel Robbins need to get together and play tiddlywinks. Let's put it that way. Don't listen to fucking Mel Robbins either. Okay. She is so full of herself. She loves doling out advice. Loves it. Gabor mate, stay away from him. He just wants you to peddle. He just wants you to do his mushrooms. All these people want something from you. They want money. They want your attention. Don't buy it. Don't buy it. Instead, collect your courage, go out there and help somebody out. All right. So what we need is, I came across a program a few weeks ago where it is a 6-month program and it is free. It is for the homeless. And yes, I'm going to continue saying things like homeless because unhoused, oh, we're just going to make it feel so soft and nice. It's not. It is a problem and it should feel fucked up because it is. Okay. And if you haven't been homeless before, and what I mean by homeless is you didn't have anywhere to go and you slept outside because you didn't have a choice. Okay. That's what that means. And shut up. You don't know. We have all these people running around deciding what it is that we need, and they don't ever ask us. Recovery is the same way. They don't ask us what we need. They just figured, oh, ouch. Amber says, I wish Oprah would have said she was an alcoholic sooner. Maybe my grandma would still be alive. My grandma loved her. Yeah, see, she could have done something good. She could have done something good, huh? I catch what you're saying. I do. Yeah. Shame on you, Oprah. All right. So, you guys, I'm still depressed, which means my anger tends to come out a little bit, but so does my passion. And my passion is to help other people. It's what gets me out of my depression. Okay? And I have no rational cause. Everything's going well for me. Jeff Allen's coming up on, well, I've been able to book people for it. Jeff Allen's the only one that I got booked. So maybe that's part of it. I don't know. This might be the time of the year when my grandma passed. I did not memorize it. I think it is. I think that's what's going on. Maybe that's why I saw her last week. Okay. I digress. I'm little breath here. So this isn't about politics. It's not about rewriting history. It's recognizing that both AA and Dr. King's dream point to the same truth. Change doesn't happen through words alone. No. It has requirements to it. It happens through action, service, and a responsibility to the community. You need to feel a responsibility to your community. And as a recovered alcoholic, you should feel that way. Look what you did to your community. Driving around drunk, putting people in danger, doing whatever you wanted with no regard to what was going to happen to anybody else. You're an alcoholic. If you're an alcoholic like me, then I know. You want to know why I don't have a DUI? Because they didn't get caught. You too. Of course, I also didn't have a driver's license or a car most of my adult life too. That kind of helped. But if I would sat here and say that I didn't drive drunk, I would be lying. Now, I am happy to say that there were a few times when maybe I was, like when I lived in California, the girl I was dating was about 2 hours away, and we get into our fights and I'd want to leave, and I never did. I'm like, that's an hour and a half drive, Dion. You're gonna get caught. You go that far, you cannot handle an hour and a half drive right now. So there was a little bit of sanity there. Well, I don't know about sanity. Right. So good for me, because clearly I was drunk enough. All right. So that, what's great is, MLK's dream wasn't sentimental. It was a demand for action, was what I got out of it. That we needed action. Right. So What was part of it? Well, because AA kind of works the same way. Belief without action changes nothing. What's our line? Faith without works is dead. Half measures avail you nothing. These are the same points that MLK was making, and AA came out before MLK was alive. So who knows? And no, he was not a part of AA or anything that happened to AA. A lot of really good shows on MLK. I'm a big MLK fan, so right. The dreams don't work unless people do. Okay. And Dr. King didn't just dream, he organized, he marched, he acted. Now AA isn't allowed to do this. We don't take that kind, right? Do you think that there is something wrong with 1,000 AA members going to the Capitol and marching, demanding that they get out of our recovery? Do you think that's wrong? Do you think that goes against our traditions? It does. But 1,000 recovered alcoholics is perfectly allowed to do it. As long as there's no one leader. Now, but AA as such is not organized. We don't create those things. That's the bad part about AA. So at no point should we ever stand up for what is right. Well, here's the hard part. Then we start to take sides, and once the side is taken, now we're kind of in trouble, because AA needs to remain neutral. In order for it to work, AA needs to remain neutral. All right. So see, even going through all of that, it still didn't quite work out. So what can we do on an individual basis? Help people. Service work. It's all about service work. And service work requires action, or it doesn't work. Right? It's a demand for participation, for sacrifice, and for courage. Where do you think MLK got his courage? Do you know how much courage it took for that man to stand up there and give this speech, knowing there were thousands of people who wanted him dead? Where do you think he got that courage from? You think it just happened? No, he was a man of faith. He was turning tables. He was doing the right thing. Well, you and I aren't much different. We may not be in the limelight. We may not be as big as MLK. We may not make as big of an effect as MLK individually, but together as AA, we certainly can do that. It says it. If you have enough people that believe, God will move the mountain, but you got to ask. Without asking, nothing is going to happen. But he will move that mountain. I watched it happen. Yeah. You want to know what we mostly do? We mostly remove barriers to recovery. It's what we do. All right. So, AA is a living movement. Yeah. It's not a private experience. AA is a movement with all of us. This isn't, and I love that line. It's not a private experience. And why is that? Even though my spiritual experience is private, how is it not private? I tell other people about my experiences. You know, even in my depression, I get to see things in this world that are beautiful. You can't go to church and not find something going on that God's doing. You know, ran the sound of church yesterday. And then the head charge nurse from St. Luke's approached me and said that she needed my number. Just because I volunteer. All right. Well, I can't say volunteer. They give me $20. And the first time they gave me $20, I made the mistake of trying to give it back It is a sin to try and give an old lady money back. I'm telling you, it doesn't work. You're not going to win that fight. Just take the money, okay? If your grandma slips you $100 bill, you take that because you do not want the consequences of refusing old lady money. I'm I'm laughing, but it ain't a joke, okay? Because it says in the Bible, do not disrespect your elders. It very much says that. You're supposed to learn from them, right? So, since AA is a living movement, that means that AA isn't built on intention. It was built on action, service, and responsibility. That's what AA was built on. It is our foundation. Our primary purpose is to stay sober and help the next alcoholic. Simple, not necessarily easy. No. And what are we responsible for? Well, when anyone reaches out, I want the hand of AA to be there. That's what I'm responsible for. It's a declaration. It's a promise you made. Did you make the promise yet? Have you made the promise that you will do what you can when God's children ask you for help? Okay. And that's not always going to be said out loud. What I would like you to do is listen to your intuition. You will know. You will know. Right? Oh, God will help them out. God will take care of it. Now, God asked you to take care of it. You spot it, you got it. Okay. You spot it, you got it doesn't just mean, oh, that person over there is doing something I don't like. Oh, wait a minute, I'm doing that too. No, it also means you saw that person floundering over there. You know you can do something about it. You got it. You spot it, you got it. You spot it, it's yours to take care of. Right? It's not someone else's job. It's ours. Okay? Responsibility turns that belief that you have in God into a reality. I watch it all the time. A lot. A lot. So, my dream is simple. Nobody gets turned away from recovery, man. Nobody. Okay? That includes, your overeaters, your porn, I don't care what I'm going to tell you now. I don't care what the addiction is. Let's put this a different way. If you come walking into Grassroots and you're not an alcoholic, we're probably going to vote to make that an open meeting so you can stay. Okay? It's a closed meeting because we're trying to stay in our lane. But if that means that God sends us somebody that needs help with something else, we're going to find a way to say yes. Okay. Now, let's say it's overeaters. Maybe they have a problem with food. You know what we're going to do? We're going to help you find some good OA meetings. I happen to know some people in OA. I happen to know lots of people in lots of different recovery areas. It doesn't take us long. We can still help this person. We can help them find their meeting. That AA meeting is not the best place for them. They need to be around people who have gone through eating disorders themselves. Now, granted, there are some people in AA who are also in OA. Now, what a great setup. Hey, that person, they go to OA also. They're alcoholic and they had a problem with food. They'd be happy to lead you to where you need to be. See, now there's a part of something. Now there's hope. Alcoholism is the largest let's just say alcoholism is the grandpappy of everything. It tends to start there. I don't know if God did that on purpose or not. I tend to believe that he does because we also know what that loneliness feels like. So we can really we can have some empathy there. There's not much that we haven't experienced as far as feelings go. So therefore, when it comes to the other addictions, we know what it's like. Okay. Some of their verbiage we may not understand, things like that, but we can at least get to a place where, hey, I am responsible. When anyone anywhere reaches out for help, I want the fucking hand of A to be there. Always. It doesn't matter who it is. I don't get to pick and choose. Okay. The people that pick and choose say this: what kind of insurance do you have? Unfortunately, I have to ask that every now and again. I do. But I am not making any of the money. I don't take Medicaid. But I do work with places that are going to need your Medicaid so I can get you started. That's only for detox treatment. Nope. Not even going to ask for your insurance. I don't need to. Recovery's free and simple. Well, so carrying the message versus protecting comfort. I think a lot of people get angry when other types of whatever come into the AA, meaning different kinds of addiction. They get upset. God, you're disturbing their comfort. This is a meeting for alcoholics only. And then they will read the responsibility statement. They'll read the responsibility statement and then kick somebody out of the meeting. Go, well, this is a closed meeting, and we're not responsible for that. We're just responsible for anyone, anywhere. Let's not contradict ourselves. See, you think people don't notice that stuff, and then it drives them away. Okay. And if we're doing things to drive people away from recovery, because, okay, it isn't. So this is what's wrong with saying, you know what? I'm glad you came to us. This maybe isn't the right fit, but I'm happy to help you find it. What the fuck? Why can't you just do that? Oh, because you're not getting anything out of it. Well, God forbid. I'm going to sit around. No, I'm just sitting here waiting for somebody to ask me to sponsor them. Leave me alone. Until that happens, I don't need to do any service work. So lazy. It is so lazy. And you're not going to get long-term recovery if you decide to work it that way. Right? Do you have people in the last 3 years have asked me to be their sponsor? One. And it didn't work. They chose the wrong person. I was too rough. Maybe. I don't know. I also won't raise my hand saying I'm willing to sponsor either. I'll raise my hand. So, because it's not the right question. The question is, who here needs a sponsor? Oh, they need a sponsor? Oh, I already know I can help them. See, intuition. God-given gift. Wow. Courage. Oh, I don't want to mess with their lives. You can't. You don't have the power to do that. Actually, you do. If you're just a guide, this is what I was taught. Let's go teach what you were taught. Okay? That the pieces will fit together for them like they did for you. You don't need to be, okay? My sponsees kind of go through that because I get very involved with my sponsees, right? But I'm also a drug and alcohol counselor. So they're like, I want to do it like you do it. And I'm like, you're not going to. You're not me. Go be you. You go be you. That's what's best. Are you going to do it differently? Probably will. So, but the main point, the language of the heart will still be there. If you ask God for the right words and for direction, He will give them to you. And then they come back, they're like, you were correct. I'm like, I know. God's always right. So comfort doesn't build movement, commitment does. If recovery worked for me, it has to be available to someone else. I don't get to keep this unless I give it away the way that it was given to me, freely. All right. And freely doesn't mean that the end person isn't paying. Well, I'm using their insurance. It's self-pay insurance. They're still paying you one way or another. Okay? Even Medicaid is going to pay you one way or another. So, what does I have a dream look like in recovery where you live? You know, who doesn't have access where you live? Who's being overlooked? Where can you carry the message instead of just holding it? I can tell you right now, there is programs in your area that where the treatment is free. They are there. They're called the Salvation Army. They're 12-step based and they're a great program, and then they're in every city. Huh. Okay. So a dream becomes real when we accept responsibility for it first. And I will restate that every single person in my area gets a chance at recovery like I did. It's a tall order. But I think you figured something out. I don't give up. I don't stop. Even through depression. Nope. That's not going to stop me. This ain't nothing new. Right? All right. Thank you, everybody, for being here. I appreciate it. I love you. You know I do. You know who else loves you a lot? God. Yep. I promise you, he loves you. Peace out. And keep on trudging.